Hello, everyone. This is our third installment of Youth Convos, and we deeply apologize for our late video. Last week, we didn't have many topics to talk about, but now it's jam-packed with information that you all could learn from. This is your host, Saif Al-Musalami, with Syed Rahman, Cameron Nelson, and Joseph Abramov. They are joining us today to talk about the topics that are occurring in the world right now. Roll it, Syed. The first topic we will present to you all today is Kamala Harris laughing at a really important issue, which was about the border. So, Syed, can you roll a video of her laughing at the question? Just search up on Google Kamala Harris laughing at border question. Yeah.
One of those tools of deterrence that the Trump administration employed was deplorable and absolutely unacceptable. And if we want to speak of language, then let me speak of language. I will share with you how I define a crisis. A crisis is when a nation is willing to rip a 9-year-old child out of the hands of his or her parent and separate that family to deter future migration. That, to me, is a humanitarian crisis. And what the president has committed to, and what I am committed to and execute, is to ensure that we have an immigration system that works and that migration to our country is safe, orderly, and humane.
So that was a waste of time. Go back.
We just got clickbaited.
Go to videos. Go to videos. Maybe it's in videos up there.
Maybe.
Yeah, right there. Probably on Twitter. Okay, just cut this all out. Oh.
Do you have plans to visit the border?
Not today. But I have before, and I'm sure I will again. Yeah.
Do you have plans to visit the border?
Yeah, what's wrong with this, man? Take out that slide. This is bullshit. Why are people outraged about that?
Wait,
Because she's clear.
plans to visit the border.
She says in some time, but like she's like, I don't feel like that means like she's not going to visit like during this crisis,
Yeah,
whatever you want to call it. I think
She
it's a
was
crisis.
laughing.
Why would
She's
people
like-
make such a big deal out of this?
Well, she's
Yeah.
clearly making a joke, but at the same time, she's committing not to. I guess she's joking about a crisis, which I mean,
I mean,
whatever.
it's not even a joke. She's just laughing. I mean, just because you're laughing doesn't mean you're trying to make a joke out of it. Maybe it's just some people laugh in normal conversations, right?
I feel like
Okay,
she
she
just
laughed
has a
at something
nervous
you own.
laugh.
Okay, but if you laugh at your own jokes, you are a psychopath.
But that wasn't her own.
No,
fault.
no, she
what
just
joke
laughs
did
a lot
she
in
make?
general. She laughs a lot in general, though. Like she,
Yeah,
I
but
feel
she
like
also
laughs when
laughs
she's
at like
nervous.
prisoners starving and.
It's like it's some people. I feel like she always laughs at everything. So this is just another example of it. When she was asked certain questions in her presidential run, she was also laughing. She just always laughs because she's nervous about something, I guess, or trying to avoid a topic. This is just something more serious, and she does the same thing.
And I'm just looking at this like it's just off like it's out of place, but I don't think
Yeah.
she's making a joke.
You know, I saw a video.
Yeah.
Not today. But I
Yeah,
have
look how she's
before, and I'm
laughing.
sure I
She's just
will
laughing at her joke, saying, "Oh, not today," because she's
But, like, how
somewhere
is
else
not
right now.
today a joke?
Well, she's like, oh, I can't go there today because my day is planned. I think it's.
That's
No,
not
she
even-
said,
no.
"Not right now, not
You-
today." That's
Well, all-
basically what she's
all
saying.
that I'm seeing is that she just said not today, laughs, and then it's like maybe later. That's all, like
Yeah,
that's
nothing
not even a
too
joke.
bad about it.
I think
people
the
are
only
just
thing
thinking
wrong
too
with it
much
is that
into
she's
this.
not saying she's gonna visit the border at some point. Like she's like, oh, I might. I think she should.
No, she didn't say that. She said she will.
No,
Yeah,
she
she
said
has
she will
before.
at some point in the future. That doesn't. That's like saying, oh, I will. That's like, will you ever go back to visit your parents? I will. Like that's not a specific time frame. That could be like a year, 2 years. I mean, like,
I
when are you gonna
think-
go back to? When are you gonna go back to visit Europe again? You could say, I will. Or I hope I will eventually.
But she has before. She admitted she has went to the border.
Yeah, of course she's
The
been to the
Republicans
border.
are just making a big
She's
deal
like-
out of this. She just laughed at her own joke,
It wasn't
and
even
some
a joke.
people
No.
just
Yeah, I know.
yeah, it was.
No,
It was
I
a
mean-
joke.
What joke?
My point is, of course she's been to the border safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, you I don't know why you brought that up.
No, I'm just saying that this is just something innocent, and then the Republicans are just spinning out of control. Just saying, "Oh, look at she laughed at a really important issue," and I don't think she's just that type of person. That's what Joseph
What
said
kind of
before,
person
to
just
laugh.
laughs at things? I don't even know.
A lot of
She just
people.
laughs at random.
I feel like someone
Or
else.
She got that first time to vote.
Visit the border?
Joseph, you just glitched.
Not today.
I think she was laughing about her response rather than the actual topic. Because she was stuttering at first.
Yeah,
And
obviously.
she was laughing
I
at
mean-
her own stutter. I don't think she was she was laughing at her stuttering. I don't think she was.
I don't think she's
at
laughing at her stutter. I think she's just
I
laughing.
mean, if you look at it,
Do you
Well,
plan to
she
visit the
doesn't
border?
laugh until everyone else starts laughing. So she's like laughing along at her own.
no, everybody laughs at the same time. She actually laughs
Do you
first.
plan to visit the border?
Not today.
She's laughing at her own stutter. I think people are just.
Nah, I don't think it's
I don't think it's
stutter.
her stutter. I think it's
Nah,
just what she said.
Look, she stutters
Visit the
here.
border?
Yeah, I understand.
She stutters here,
Not today.
and then not today. It's kind of a comedic response, and then she
I
laughs.
also
at
hate her voice.
Laughs at
Just by the way,
Mhm.
I don't know why.
No, she's
yeah.
when people say that not today, that means their day is planned. She's probably on the other side, other country, and it would take so much time to go to the border. So she's
She's in
Just-
Jacksonville,
you're
Florida,
taking
State. It
it
would
not
take like an
today.
hour,
You're
but
taking it too literally. Obviously,
No,
she's
but
not
she
gonna
says
go
not
today,
today.
and like that's a given.
yeah, I think that's the joke, or like
Mm.
I think that's why everyone's laughing. I don't think they're laughing at the stutter.
yeah, it's not a good joke.
Wait,
but
Cameron, this is not the first
she's-
time she laughs though.
Yeah,
Like,
but she
always
laughs at weird stuff. But like,
She literally
yeah,
always laughs.
it's not like a joke, but it's like I know she's just laughing at what she's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, but why
I
are
don't
people
think it's
making it out to be such a big deal?
Why are people making?
I think
it
it's
seem
just
like
because
she's
she's laughing at what some people think is a big deal. So like, even if you're not laughing in regards to it, like, if like if
Just
she
laughing next to
she
you?
was asked and then she said haha no, like that's like are you President Biden? Are you gonna do anything on gun control? And then he starts, or Trump, because let's just up his side. Are you gonna do anything on gun control? He says, oh, not today. And then he starts laughing. Like people would probably, I feel like people would get upset at that. Just kind of, I mean, it's all like the other side would do the same. It's kind of just like a thing.
I guess
It's
when
kinda
you put it in
dumb.
perspective. Yeah, I love it. But I still think it's innocent. It shouldn't have been spun to this degree.
It was like 3 articles safe. Let's be honest.
What all over? I think it's the Fox News top article. Still,
It's
and also, I think CNN also has it on the front page saying Republicans are making this out to be such a big deal. All these
yeah,
news
but that's
networks.
what CNN, whenever anyone, CNN
Yeah.
just steps in to defend Biden no matter what. About
Yeah.
No, but that I would say that's her personality. Like I wouldn't say she really is worried about the crisis, but that's just the way she laughs. She laughs at everything.
Yes, I don't
Okay.
think she was really laughing at the border crisis.
well, spin. I mean, or PR. I think it's.
I think this was just a little out of place laugh that has been spun out of proportion.
Anyway, sorry, my brother's in the background. If you guys hear him, say it, roll it. Next topic. This one was
Next.
really quick.
Border crisis.
Yes,
These photos,
as we know.
you can see people are not maintaining, socially distant. I mean, they're wearing masks, but I think in some other photos they're even more prouder than this.
I think there's a guy not wearing a mask right there. In the top right photo, the far left guy doesn't look like he's necessarily wearing a mask. So you can kind of see his nose shape.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I heard that some kids aren't being allowed to shower for like 7 days, and that the media isn't allowed to go. Shit.
Let's see.
Sorry. Into a big problem is that the media can't go at all into like the camps or whatever you
I'm
want to
pretty
call them,
sure
tents.
these photos were
They were like leaked by or not leaked, but they were
but they were like
they were
like, they were, like,
released by
given-
a congressman.
Yeah.
Democratic congressman actually, but he's from Texas. He's one of the more conservative members of the Texas House.
House representative.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
or just like the Democrat. It's one of the more conservative Democrats.
Yeah, but it's horrible. People are pretty much using tinfoil to cover
Yeah.
themselves. They're in a greenhouse,
I mean-
so all the heat can't escape. This is pretty
What?
basically
You don't use
I
a
mean, the
tin
tin- I don't think
you
there's a
use
problem with
Isn't that for
the-
the cold?
Yeah, the foil that
They
they're
use
using,
tinfoil.
it's they're like called I think they're like a type of emergency blanket. They're actually really effective at maintaining heat. In fact, I'm pretty sure they give this blanket
Ooh.
in like survival kits and shit.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't think the blanket's a problem, but just the overall conditions seem pretty, run. I don't want to say run down because it's not technically run down, but it just seems a bit crowded and just I don't know.
Yeah.
Seems a
And-
bit
This is a
prison-like.
really big issue. Very big.
Yeah,
issue.
well, when you have, I guess it happens when you have a president for like the last year who's been like, oh, if I am elected to president, you should all come to the U.S. and I'll let you in. And then he's reversed that policy, obviously, because it's not sustainable. Or he's not sustainable. Or I guess he did it to win the primary. But then he
Yeah,
kind of
how is
reversed
this-
it during the general elections. And, I mean, this is what happens when you he's like now telling the Mexican government he's telling people to stay in their own countries, which is kind of what Trump did. So,
My question is why this isn't a big deal compared to Trump. Like it's not in every single
Well, I feel like-
article right now.
well, I
I
feel
don't
like
think people see it as that serious, even though it is. It's pretty bad.
I think there's one reason is that media is biased.
It's such
That is
selective journalism. By the
Yeah.
way, Google is also like really selective.
Oh
like,
yeah,
I
Google's
Googled-
bad.
It's extreme. Like honestly, like I
should use
googled. I
Bing.
saw somewhere.
Actually,
I
it's
DuckDuckGo
more
like really works too.
DuckDuckGo
DuckDuckGo
or
is
Bing.
really-
Bing is I mean, your data is going to be sold to or Microsoft has your data rather.
Here this evening to
But
the
they
wars
don't,
on the southern
politically,
border. More than 1,500.
They don't politically do stuff. I think ABC is
Yeah,
starting
yeah.
to pick up on it.
They
That's the
don't
main.
politically lean.
I don't know. I don't know. If ABC probably leans left. I don't really know about
Yeah,
them.
they're
I
not
don't
letting
watch them.
journalists visit
Yeah.
the facilities.
Imagine
they're,
if Trump did
they're
that.
using COVID-19 as a reason. 'Cause they're saying 'cause of
Okay. If we
pandemic.
have seen large numbers of migration in the past and they know how to address it, does that mean they're doing the same thing as Trump did? Because it would have been Trump's plan.
No, what Trump did was also bad, but like
Yeah,
This
it's
is-
weird.
this is like 2 times higher. I think it's like 3 times higher here. I don't know the exact number. There are a lot more kids, and it's not even seen as the same issue as was under Trump. But
Yes.
back to the Google thing. When you I saw yesterday how Kamala Harris was leaving a plane and she didn't like salute soldiers. But if you Google that on Google, you're not gonna get
Pro-
that. I had to go on DuckDuckGo, and it's like the first thing that popped up on DuckDuckGo.
I did
What
not.
is it?
I did
Kamala
not know that.
Harris not
Hers
Like,
didn't
Kamala
salute.
Harris doesn't salute.
Bro, I don't think that's a big deal.
As
But
they should.
You know,
She wrote us for
I know
God,
it's
but
not.
I mean,
But,
that's
like
what it
Google is
said.
selecting it. Google is selecting the things.
Wait, that's such a big deal, not saluting the soldiers.
I think it's disrespectful,
that-
but I think she just forgot.
It
It's
is.
horribly
I mean,
disrespectful.
Yeah, it is disrespectful.
Like
I disagree.
everyone does it.
I mean, I agree with you.
No, but Google hid the articles. That's my point. Like I
Yeah.
had to go. It doesn't show up in the
Google's
first like
pretty
10 results, and DuckDuckGo's the first one that popped up.
Yeah.
That's like messed up though.
I mean, the border crisis is such a big issue, and Trump wasn't attempting to tackle it. I think he implemented a law to stop the separation from children and their parents, right? I might be wrong.
I
But
feel like that's wrong.
I feel like that's wrong.
I don't know. I
No,
was reading
don't look it up.
something
You don't have to
before.
worry about it.
No, search it up, Syed.
What do you want me to search up?
Trump stopping law stopping separation between mother and children, stopping family
Just
separation.
family separation.
Yeah, I was right. It's right there.
NPR.
I was right.
This was like 3
Cam,
years ago.
Cam, you got wrecked. Cam. Keep that in, okay, Syed? I'm right. Okay, so Trump was attempting to tackle it, but he didn't fully, and there's still a huge issue of migrants, children being left on the border, people attempting to come to seek refuge. The refugee programs aren't quick enough. The citizenship, the green card applications take too long. So a lot of these people are seeking emergency measures to come to the United States, and
Yeah, but at the
how
same
the
time,
executive branch
at the same
handles it.
time, it's not really a great idea to like let in migrants during not a pandemic, not just because like they could spread COVID, which I think a lot of them actually they've been like testing positive and just letting them in, which is like really weird. But also just like when there's a mass like or not mass unemployment, but very high unemployment because of the pandemic, adding more workers to the workforce, especially ones that will work for lower prices because they're illegal immigrants and you can pay them on minimum wage or under minimum wage, essentially.
Well, if you let them through the border, they won't be illegal.
Well, no, they'll still be illegal.
So
You just won't deport them.
no, if you let people through the border,
They're illegal immigrants safe.
But there's another of. So you're saying
You know
that
what?
Biden is letting people in the border and not checking the checkpoints, I guess? Just letting them freely
Checkpoints
come
where?
in on the
I
border.
think some of them, but I mean, some of them are being smuggled in, or some of them being released from the camps.
Yeah, but I think you were saying something about just letting them in. We aren't letting them in. They're coming.
No, I'm saying if you
illegally.
let them in,
Yeah.
if you let like, well, his plan was to like just like not enforce immigration laws and let people migrate. There are some people that are doing that aren't being like stopped at the border. I mean, if you let those in when there's mass unemployment, since they're illegal immigrants, even if you let them in, I think they're still technically illegal immigrants.
I don't think he advocated for that.
Yeah, but he was doing it. I mean, how do you think?
He was?
They're like COVID test. Look up Syed. Could you look up COVID positive migrant? I mean, I want to use Bing or something. Migrants released on Texas or something.
When you mean migrants, so they have no paperwork? I guess that's what migrants mean.
You can probably just go right there.
Or detained but released into Texas because Mexico isn't taking back.
No, go to the one paragraph below that.
Yeah. But 108 migrants released in the past month in Browns Hill tested positive COVID-19. According to the representative Henry Seluar, those are families traveling with young children who were detained by Border Patrol but released into Texas because Mexico will not take them back. Interesting.
How do you not take them back? They like came from your country.
This crisis is very big, and there's so many variables to take.
I think we should just invade Mexico.
Okay, thank you, Kev. That would. I'm pretty sure that would start World War III.
Think about it. If we just invaded all of South America, there would be no illegal immigrants.
Because they would be part of America, big Britain.
Bro.
But people still want to come here. That doesn't change anything.
Well, that's not necessarily true because if the government took control and like reformed it so they weren't like so bad, they might not actually want to come.
The United States tried that so many times.
Yeah, but that's not their land.
Bro, the Philippines. Bro, we took the Philippines from Spain and they're okay.
How about
Philippines is actually like really well developed now.
Well, South Korea too.
Some of the Southern American countries are really nice, like the ones on the West Coast, more so.
Bro, are you good? They have like a really high crime rate in
Not
certain areas.
sorry, not
It's,
the
like,
West Coast,
really-
like Argentina and Chile, not
Chile.
Bolivia. The more southern ones, I mean, I should say that. Like Argentina,
Uruguay?
Chile. I feel like there's another one I'm forgetting. Like Colombia and Peru. Yeah, Peru's in
those are
South
dangerous.
America. Those are
Peru's
the
north.
worst.
Peru's north.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, the border crisis is so difficult to handle, and hopefully the Biden administration does something about it because a lot of people are trying to
What
push.
do you think we should do to improve this? What do you think can be done to improve
Such
it?
a loaded question, Syed.
I feel like we should send them back to their countries.
I don't think
We
feel like-
shouldn't.
should
No,
send
no,
them
we
back.
shouldn't.
Many
I
of
feel like if
them
you send
are-
them back, I feel like I don't know. They'll come right back. But I feel like if you send them back, well, one, you should tell
Are
them
you
to
allowed
stop
to?
coming. You
Are
should
you allowed
tell.
to send them back?
Yeah, because they're
I
illegal
don't think-
immigrants.
I don't think we should send them back. Many of them are coming from like countries with really high crime rates, and the main reason they left, at least I know some of them, the main reason they left is because they fear for their safety.
Isn't the reason they
Yes,
come?
but at the same time, when they're like cramped into like COVID kennels,
I mean, I would rather be cramped into here than be back in a
Yeah.
country where I'm fearing for my life to the point where I want to
Yeah.
move to a different country.
This comes back to FDR's 4 freedoms. Freedom from fear. We learned this in AP United States history, right, guys? Right?
oh, I didn't
Freedom
go
of
over this.
fear.
I
So
don't think
us
that's-
as the United States should give these migrants paperwork, try to expedite the process.
Bro, have you
and get them
seen
integrated into the
FDR's?
United States.
Bro, did you know? Have you seen
Dude,
FDR's view on
was in a different
immigration?
time.
No, I'm not saying
FDR
I'm
was
not
the
talking
most
about FDR, I'm just
anti-immigrant
saying
guy.
his for freedom speech.
Well,
We should stay true
it
to
was
that.
literally given by him. So you have to
Yeah.
like get,
And
yeah,
what
so you
was
should
one
take
of his
his character
freedoms?
into account.
What was one of his freedoms?
Freedom from
Freedom.
fear, but
Yes, exactly.
yeah, but at the
We should
same
try to
time, you
expedite the
didn't let
process.
people in. So
This is a different time.
It's a different time.
Yeah.
What
It's,
does that
it's even
mean,
like
Steve?
no. Say when FDR was like president, the U.S. actually kind of needed people for their industrial.
No, I'm not saying anything
Like-
about FDR. I'm just saying one of the 4 freedoms is freedom from fear, and these individuals are coming from nations where the chance of them getting shot, the chance of crime happening to them is a lot higher than the United States. So most of them are refugees. I'm sure some of them aren't. So we could expedite the refugee process, give them applications, and then do programs that could integrate them into United States society.
You know, but I feel
Big
like
brain.
anyone. I feel like some of them actually do, but I mean, at the same time, couldn't you consider any? By some logic, you would consider any of these people a refugee because they're coming from
Yeah,
a
you
dangerous
could.
place. But you can't let them all in. That's like saying
need background
That's like
checks.
saying
Background
someone has
checks.
a lower. That's like saying someone has a higher crime rate somewhere else. That's like saying
It's safe. I'm
you're
pretty sure
moving.
he was.
It's like
referring to
saying
the
you're a
people-
refugee. It's like saying you're a refugee because you live in Harlem. Like it doesn't. Just living in Harlem doesn't make you.
No,
But
it's
the,
just
I mean,
mean-
the crime in these countries are like so much.
I mean, it's
higher.
an order of magnitude than anywhere in like the U.S. Like I'm thinking of Mexican City. I'm blanking of it. It
Pablo?
might be Havana. I don't know. But there's one city that's notoriously bad or notoriously high, I guess, crime rate. Like it's more from there. But I guess you have to take it on a scale. I just also don't like adding migrants to the workforce during COVID.
So you don't want to integrate these people back into society? You just want to return them back?
Dude, I think FDR's
Yeah, or
policies
just let
were
them stay
people
in
who already.
Mexico for a
in
time until they're
FDR?
ready.
Dude,
Oh.
Who
his,
cares about FDR? I'm just saying one of his
you
4
just mentioned him.
freedoms.
No, but
I
I think
just
he
say
was
one of his
referring to
4
people who were
freedoms.
already inside the United States for some time and living
No,
here.
no, he wasn't. He was referring to Nazi Germany because they were taking people.
Safe. Okay. Well,
freedoms
speaking
away.
of that, that's like if saying Hitler said something, and then you say, "Oh,
No,
Hitler said
FDR was
something."
was talking about
Well,
Nazi
but I
Germany.
know. I understand that.
Mussolini.
But okay, let me
Communist
explain what I'm
Russia.
trying to say.
Okay,
Okay, let's say
Mussolini.
Hitler said something. You
Okay, I
can't
don't
bring
know
it
why
up
I'm
in
arguing.
isolation, like a quote. Just I don't know.
No,
Probably
that's
something in, like,
one
Mein
of
Kampf.
his speeches, the 4 freedoms. He didn't directly refer to them, but he said all
No,
people
I understand
of the
that, Safe. I'm
world
talking about
should
okay.
be subjected to freedom from fear. So we should take that into
Okay,
account.
safe.
I'm not talking about FDR's.
Safe. I'm
FDR
trying. I'm not talking
Japanese.
safe.
What are we disagreeing about?
Well, let me
Okay.
speak.
Okay,
I'm
Cameron.
saying that you can't take someone's quote in isolation of the person. It's like
Yeah, you
Hitler saying
can.
something, and then you
Okay,
can't. It's
that's
literally
he's
them-
not
it's
Hitler.
their spoken
He's
word.
not Hitler.
Bro,
He's
he did the complete
FDR.
opposite. He had Japanese camps. Like even
I'm
though
not talking. I'm just saying that one of the four freedoms.
I'm
he
saying that you
mentioned-
can't talk about someone's you can't talk about a quote someone said without bringing up the person. It's
Sad,
like you can't
sad.
separate you can separate music from someone, arguably. You can't separate a quote. It literally came
What's
out of
that
your
say?
mouth. I mean,
Okay, sad. Do you know FDR's For Freedom speech? I think it was 10 months before
I'll be
we entered
real,
World War II.
I don't really know that much about it.
I'm just saying on one of
freedom
this.
from
I'm just
okay, safe.
connecting it to a different time period, and I'm
Okay,
not
yeah,
saying
but at the
that
same
FDR
okay,
was
I'm gonna
the
connect it
first.
to the same time period where he literally made
I'm
Japanese
not-
people fear from their
I'm
lives
just saying
because they
one
put
of
them
his
into camps.
his For Freedom speech. Why are we arguing about this? I'm right. I'm literally right. You just
Well, I'm
disagree
saying
with the FDR part.
I'm gonna say you could argue about the quote, but you're saying this quote that you are trying to apply to the president, which is fair enough.
Let me
It's coming
quote
from a
the
guy who
Declaration
put
of
people into
Independence.
camps.
Let me quote the Declaration of Independence. All men should have all men should have the freedom of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right?
dude,
All men.
So
Okay, during
wait-
that time there were slaves. Why don't we take that into consideration, Cam?
Wait,
Exactly.
Yeah,
Say-
that's
say-
what
say-
people say.
say my
Safe.
own
That's what
question.
people say all the time online.
Okay? I'm just
That-
saying that one of FDR's For Freedom speech could be applied right now to the migrants that are in these camps.
Wait, Safe,
Yes,
I have
Joseph?
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
So is your solution to like having these four freedoms is the solution to bring people inside the US?
No, I'm just saying one of his four freedoms is freedom of fear, and these individuals should have that right.
Yeah, but
Of
Safe.
the
You know
process
would you
getting
give them
their four
that right?
freedoms.
How would you
Huh?
give them that right? By bringing them to the US?
First of all, you need a background check for everyone because you can't just let everyone in. 'Cause that's moronic. And then you try to make the refugee process easier, right? So at a certain point, you can give them a green
Wait,
card. I
but
don't
there
know what
is legal
refugees can put them under.
immigration. Safe, there
Yeah,
is
that
a-
takes
safe.
so long. It takes
too
over
long.
10
It
years.
takes way too long.
Yeah, why
Like-
would you just? Oh, let me
Like,
wait 10 years.
most of the
I'm dead.
people-
My children
most
are
of the
dead.
people who are living in these not
Mhm.
crime-ridden, but crime-infested countries can't wait like the amount of time that it takes
Yeah,
to do it.
over
legally.
10
Well,
years.
usually the immigration process is a lot longer for or it's a lot shorter for. I'm not saying these people are unskilled, but like specialized workers, like scientific
Right, and
workers.
it shouldn't be.
Yeah, these
even
aren't
if it's shorter
scientific
for those
workers.
people, it shouldn't be this long for people
Yeah.
who just
You know,
don't
I
wanna
agree.
be in their country.
Okay, so we agree on the same
But
thing.
this-
We have to make the process easier.
Well, I don't know if we
And
should
try to
make
have
the
more
process
security.
easier. I don't know if we should have
Wait.
more immigrants.
Safe, but you're basically saying
wow.
as long as these
Uh-huh.
problems exist, we should keep on bringing people inside the US.
What
That
do you
doesn't
mean
solve
that's
the
not
main
easy?
problem.
we should make it
If you-
easier.
No, I'm not saying that.
He's
Well, I
saying
feel
we should
like
make it
if you
easier.
say well, one,
The-
if you the problem's never gonna change if you let
Yeah.
just like if you let people if you just keep on letting people in, there's gonna be less and less like good people.
It's not
you know,
about
it'll be-
letting people.
What do you
in.
mean
Well,
good
like
people,
people.
Cameron?
Well, yeah,
It's
what
not
do you mean
about
by
letting
good
Well,
more
the good
people in.
migrants, the good migrants that are coming that are like
I
good
never
people.
said not to do background checks.
No, I'm saying they are good people. I'm saying
Uh-huh. Okay.
as the migrants leave their
Oh,
own
in
countries,
the countries,
there'll be
yeah.
more. There'll be most. If let's just say everyone in those countries that wanted to come to the U.S. that was good or good, quote unquote, very
Okay.
loose broad. Then you're only gonna have the cartels left, and like it's gonna become worse and
Okay.
worse as more people leave.
No, but they won't
Problems.
die. The people that are coming to the United States won't die because of these cartels. So the
Yeah, but
cartels
more
will
people will die as a
disband.
result of the immigration.
Well, that's
Um,
that's not for us. That's a matter
I don't
of
know
that country.
how bad
that
that point
specific
is.
country.
Also
is
safe. Just because
becoming
they can't kill
more
people doesn't mean
crime.
cartels will disband.
No, at a certain point when there's like no one else. Okay, maybe that point was redundant, but I'm just saying we have to make the refugee process easier for these people. And these
Wait,
Some of
wouldn't
them
it be
are
better
refugees. We
just
should
trying
make
to
the
solve the main
immigration
problem?
easier. So you want us
think
to go to
some
their
of them-
countries and just No, I don't think we should focus on America and we
You
should
should
accept
focus on America.
immigrants.
Okay,
Bro,
so
there's
we
a
should.
s-
So if you
And
want to
accept
focus on
immigrants,
America and
because let's
accept
focus on
immigrants, those are
America.
that's like two opposing ideas. Focus on America.
What?
Do you mean the people of
Americans
America or
are
the
vital.
country of America?
Immigrants are vital for the development of the United States. I mean, the average white family, the average family in the United States has less than 2 children, and the immigrants are the only people who are keeping that above 2, right?
Yeah.
It's not
So
even
we
that.
need them for the
Immigrants
development of the nation.
have already done so
So
much
we
for the
don't.
country.
But do we need more of them? Our population growth is above 2, so we don't need
Okay.
more than we
It's not
already
like
have.
just because we don't need more
Necessarily.
doesn't mean we shouldn't
That is-
have more.
Wait, but
Yes.
you're basically using the problem as an excuse to bring more immigrants inside the U.S.
It's not an excuse to bring more immigrants. We're just arguing that it should be easier for these people. It shouldn't take 10 years for someone to legally get access to come to the country.
Yeah,
when they
I
can
agree
wait
with
10
that.
years.
Exactly.
But say you're saying, okay, we should just let them in because of.
I
Not
never
let
said
them
we
in.
should just
We
let
shouldn't
them
just
in.
let them in. We should make it easier. That's the
Okay,
argument.
well,
Yes.
you argued that the
I don't
four
know what you
guys
freedoms
are arguing
dictate-
about.
Say,
What
you
you
said
guys
the
are
4
arguing
freedom. You mentioned the 4 freedoms.
Yeah,
the
because I was
freedom
saying
of-
people
He was
have
using that
freedom
to
freedom.
compare.
from
He was using
fear.
that to
So,
compare.
so what, say, what is the only way they could get these
What- I
four
don't get what you
freedoms?
guys. What?
There's-
Why are you guys like? You guys
I
are
don't
literally
understand.
twisting this in a certain way that's just so. Ooh! I'm just saying one of the 4 freedoms from FDR. I'm just saying he's very well respected. Okay. Well, like you guys might disagree, but he's a very respected individual, except for the Japanese
Japanese
internment
guys.
camps, which was horrible. It was just horrible. One of his 4 freedoms was freedom of fear. Okay. So these
So how do you
immigrants.
solve that?
I just said make the immigration process easier so these migrants.
Because there's so many
come to the
people
United
have
States.
freedom of fear.
Okay,
Is
well,
that your
okay.
solution in the immigration process?
Yeah, making it easier
Safe,
He was just
okay,
comparing
safe.
just
that-
to come to the United
No,
States.
listen. When he was saying freedom
What's the
of
big
fear,
deal?
he's not saying that we should make it freedom of fear apply to everything. He was just comparing the freedom of fear to this specific scenario, saying that these people should not have fear over the country that they live in, and if they feel like they're fearing for their safety, then they should have the freedom of coming to America easily and legally. And it shouldn't take
Yeah,
this
but
long to the
But
point
at the
where
Shouldn't there
same
be a
time,
limit?
okay. But at the same time,
Oh my.
okay, sorry. At the same time, one, this was Hitler and Mussolini. The
He
present
didn't
day is neither
directly.
of them.
He didn't directly
Say,
address the European powers
context.
at the time. Yeah, you might say okay, context, but he
That's-
said that
context
for
is
all,
important.
Now go on.
all
go
of
on.
the people in the United.
Yeah, no,
all the people in
context
the-
is important. I would say that.
Okay,
I feel like
context is
the-
important.
feel like freedom from the Nazis is
But like, why are you guys
the more
just
is
hate
a
that
kind of a
phrase
universal
so much?
thing.
Why do you hate
That-
the phrase so much?
okay, look,
I'm just
freedom-
comparing it to like the migrants that are in these facilities.
Obviously, this is a less serious scenario than Nazi Germany and the
Yeah, I'm
oppression of
saying
Jews. But we're just comparing the basic principle of people shouldn't have the freedom,
Mhm.
should have the freedom to not be able to fear, have the freedom to not fear for their safety or whatever. We're just comparing that basic principle and applying it to this situation. We're not comparing
Yes.
it to Nazi Germany over Jews. It's not that serious. We're just
I
putting
understand
the
that.
basic
We're just
principle
saying
and
freedom
putting
of
it here.
fear.
That's all it is. We're not comparing FDR's like
Track
internment
record.
camps of Japanese. We're not doing any of that. It's just the basic principle that we're applying to this scenario, and that's it.
Yes.
Wait, but say, why would you not bring everyone based on that basis? There are a lot of people who.
Joseph.
Refugees.
Okay,
We
I
should
think
accept
okay, say,
refugees.
I think say,
Yes,
Joseph's
Cameron.
question or Joseph's point is if you argue that our like immigration system should be based on freedom from fear, why not let every immigrant who's fearing for their life?
First
Why
of
not
all,
let
we
everyone
should
in?
accept refugees. We accept refugees, right?
Okay, but there's so many
Yes,
refugees in
of
the
course.
world.
Yeah, and they
Joseph-
apply to the United States and they get rejected and they have to wait
Yeah,
years.
but you can't bring
be able
everyone in at a
to
time.
access
Safe
it.
because you can't let everyone
Yeah,
into the country
we need
at once.
okay. You're gonna argue for quotas, right? And sure, we should have quotas because we can't just let everyone in. But we should make the process easier so the people who are in these dire situations can come to America and not die.
Wouldn't
I don't
it be
know
better
how
to
you could
solve
argue
the
that.
main issue. No, I don't
You can't
understand.
go to these countries.
It's not a matter of solving the main issue. Nobody's ever going to be able to solve the main issue of people and refugees. That's not something we can do. But for now, we can help it. We can aid it.
We've tried before. I mean,
Yeah,
we've
we
tried,
failed.
but like, yeah, and like
But
we
you-
can, like, I don't see what's the point of arguing this when we can already aid it by making the process easier. We can already help these people out by making the process easier.
but
It's
then
not a matter,
there's
like-
millions. You know, there are millions of.
We're not
like, refugees.
arguing. We're not arguing against quotas. We need
What's the-
quotas, but
I
they
mean,
should be
Yeah,
higher.
but it shouldn't be this difficult.
Yeah, but safe
Yes.
is no. My point was if you're basing it off people's fear that everyone should have a right to not.
They should
fear,
have a right to apply to come to the United States easier. Yes, they should.
Okay,
If you were saying you're not,
to
you were
right,
saying they have a
it's
right
like a.
to-
Okay, wait. Let me speak, Joseph. Try to add on to your point.
Okay, Cameron. I don't know
I was
why
just
you're
saying,
arguing
you're like,
like
okay.
it's such a basic.
I don't know why we're.
idea.
It's kind of a question, but okay, but
This
is kind of-
Yo,
Safe,
listen to him. Just let him
correct
speak, bro.
Okay.
you know, I mean, it's a good question because this isn't going anywhere, and we're clearly not changing each other's minds. And like, why are we keeping our arguing? Safe just cracks up, which is not exactly what I'm describing.
Yeah,
my
you're-
point was
Safe,
that
you're saying, okay.
using the FDR's quote is not helpful to the situation because it could
Yeah,
be
it
applied
is. I'm
everywhere.
saying one
No,
of
it
the
could be applied to every single
It
person who wants
is
immigration.
applied to
Just
everyone.
because it
hundreds
can
of
be
millions of
applied to those
Americans.
situations doesn't mean it shouldn't be applied to this one. Right?
Yes, it's
No.
applied to everyone. Everyone should have the freedom from fear. But of course, the United States needs quotas. Okay, but our quota. I think that the quota should be higher so we could accept more
Safe.
refugees. To
But
keep
why
them
don't? Okay,
from
this is a different
Okay, yeah,
question.
Cameron?
Why don't we focus on freedom from fear in our own communities instead
We
of?
should, but we could do two
before
things
we-
at one time.
Well, we can't.
I mean, yeah, we could focus on
You're already
that, but-
struggling. We can't. We clearly have a
No,
problem
like,
here.
we
So
can
why don't we do?
focus on freedom of fear of our own, country. But that's not even relevant to the scenario because we're talking about the border crisis and how we can solve it. And that's all that we're mentioning. If we want to talk about solving freedom of fear for our country, then we should
Yeah,
talk
that's a
about
different topic.
how we
whole
can solve it.
different
That's a
topic.
whole different topic. There's no point in comparing these two.
Like we can easily do both, accept more people
Yeah,
easily.
easily.
We have it.
I honestly, I
can't
don't
even
think
do
we
one
can do it
easily.
easily.
You can't even do one easily.
Okay, if we focus all our attention internally, then
We don't even
Maybe,
have to
but-
focus all our attention. It's not a matter of focusing all your
Mhm.
attention on one scenario or one situation. We have this border crisis. We can make it easier for these people who are like fearing from their country, and we should. That's all it is.
Yeah, but at the same time, okay, this is a different point. Other than I'm not gonna go again and hope. Okay, but wouldn't making it easier exaggerate or make it or exaggerate the problem or make it exasperate the
wouldn't.
problem?
Yeah, I can see
It
that. I
did.
can see that.
It did. That's
It's
kind of
not
what it did at the
happening now.
beginning of at the beginning of Biden's presidency, because this guy is going to
Okay.
say, "Oh, I'm going to loosen all these immigration policies,"
And
and when
everyone
immigrants hear that, I mean, there were those shirts that was like, "Oh, Biden, please let us in." Like that was never going to happen with
Okay.
Trump because everyone knew the answer. So,
okay, that's a whole. First of all,
I'm saying we're talking about the border crisis, which I agree. I understand what side it's coming from, and I'll stop. Well, I won't bring up what I said earlier. But wouldn't making it easier make the problems worse?
there will
Whether
be
or
more
not you think
people
it's a good thing.
applying, but we'll
Well,
be accepting
they
people
don't-
easier.
wait,
These
we'll be
people are
accepting
not
people
safe.
faster.
These people
Could
are
you-
not
wait.
just apply. Okay, wait, safe. Sorry. These people are not just applying in like
because
whatever
the
country they live
application
in and then
process takes
moving.
so much time. That's why they can't apply. This is a dire situation. That's why they're coming to the border and saying, "Please, Biden, let us in." Like we need to make the process easier so they don't do that. There'll always be.
They
people
will
who are on the
anyway,
border.
safe.
Yes, there'll always
As
be
long
people.
as
Exactly.
okay.
But
No,
we
I'm
should
saying
make the process faster.
as
Hey, but that
assuming
is
the
not
process
the
takes
point.
more than a day or a week, which it's never going to, for obvious reasons. There's still going to be people fleeing their own countries and staying on the border.
I never argued against that. I'm just saying we should make the process easier. And
Well, I'm saying that's going to make the problem worse because more people will come.
won't though.
Well, it's what
Okay,
it,
the
How?
process
it did.
for
That's safe. That's what it did at the beginning of this year.
process
Wait,
for
that's what there's so
Safe,
many
refugee
immigrants.
safe. You're arguing against exactly what happened 2 months ago when Biden became president, or 3 months
This is why
ago.
we have such a situation.
Or it was
because
2 months
Biden
ago.
was-
Sorry.
Biden said he was
Because
going to be
Biden
light
promised-
immigration.
I never said anything
immigration
about
reform.
light immigration laws and
wait, I have a
accepting
question.
illegal
Okay.
immigrants. I never said
What-
Okay,
that.
What
safe. You said
problems? Wait, what problems arise from more people trying to come through? If the let's say, let's just imagine the process was easier, and more people are coming as a result who would not
Legally,
have
they're
come,
coming legally.
who
Yes.
would not have come before because
well,
the
no.
process
I
was
feel
hard
no.
before.
Sorry, not coming legally. I feel like Yeah, no, yeah, that wouldn't affect it because they're coming illegally and they'd be fast
Yeah,
enough.
okay, so
I
we're
mean, those are
agreeing.
coming illegally at first, like these people. They didn't apply before leaving, obviously.
Okay. If we
So
made the
would
process
there be
easier, they
more?
would.
No,
They would
they
have
wouldn't.
applied and they wouldn't have caved.
No, they
Well,
wouldn't. They wouldn't wait. They would flee first.
Okay,
Basically
flee from
promising that freeing from the fear that you were talking about
what?
earlier,
Yeah,
Save.
okay, fleeing from
Yeah,
fear.
so they're not
but the
going to wait for their
application is
application, no
easier.
matter how short it is.
Okay,
Safe. The
but if we make it
application is never
faster,
safe.
If we
it'll
can make
reduce the number of
making it
migrants
faster
that are
will just
coming
help
in.
it.
Yes.
I mean, you can
Yeah, but
say
at the
that
same time,
take
I
off the
can't- I
problem.
mean,
But Safe. It's never going to be fast enough that people will be like, "Oh, I'm just going to
Okay,
wait.
but
I'm
we'll
going to
still
wait."
make it faster. Like I don't know why we shouldn't do it.
Steve, I don't think you have an idea of how many people apply to the U.S.
Yeah, that's the problem. It takes years and years. We should make the process easier and
Yeah, but-
faster.
So that would just be allowing more immigrants to come every year. Like it's not easier and
but
faster.
what do you think is
We
the problem
should.
with that? What's the problem
I
with more immigrants coming?
It's not a problem with more
Exactly.
immigrants. It's a problem with. I think it's a problem with like population, 'cause
We're not overpopulated.
No,
We're
no,
not gonna
no.
have overpopulation.
No,
That's just
I mean,
false.
okay, I'm gonna like say one thing. We have like a high unemployment rate right now. So
Okay.
at least right now, you would wait for the unemployment rate to go back to normal before bringing in more individuals who need a job.
But you agree with us that we should make the process easier for migrants.
I think you should make a cap. You should make a cap,
A
like based on
quota?
based on the unemployment rate, based on
Mhm.
the growth of the population. You have to like make limits,
Okay.
and it has to adjust each
I
year.
think, yeah, I kind of
But
agree
the
with
process
Joseph
should be
that this should.
easier. and
Yeah,
not
The
just
process
I
should
think it should be
you
easier
should
for
just-
refugees. Not really. I don't think anyone.
Yeah,
I feel like it's
Probably-
already.
Yeah, we're not
I
going
feel like
anywhere.
all the immigrants in the U.S. are like. I feel like there's like a lot of them are like just like. All right, trying not to be poke anyone's toes here, but a lot of them are. Like, they're all like scientists and stuff, which I guess is a good thing.
Yeah, because their
But at the
application
same time-
process is easier and faster when you're a skilled laborer.
say
Yeah, well, I'm
You-
saying
that just
I
means
think
bring
it
more
should be made
immigrants each year.
easier. I think it should
We
be
should bring
made
more
easier for
immigrants each
actual
year.
refugees
I mean,
that
economic.
need it, but not all of these are
economists-
real necessarily refugees.
Agree that immigration doesn't affect the economy and actually improves it. So, anyway, we're not going anywhere with this. So, Syed, let's go to the next one, which is also going to take a lot of time.
All right, mass shooting in Boulder, Colorado. I haven't heard much about this.
It was only a couple
Did
days
I-
ago, so
Like I
yeah.
honestly,
it was last night.
what
I think.
happened? Tell me what happened.
It wasn't okay. So there was this guy. I forgot his name because it's kind of hard to pronounce, but it starts with an A. He goes into the supermarket, right? And I'm not sure what gun he had, but he killed 10 people.
He had an AR-15.
And AR-15. Sorry, yeah. Did he?
Yeah.
I thought it was 10, but I think they probably.
It could have been an AR-10. But yeah, he killed 10 people, including one cop, I think.
Was there like a motive, or was it just?
Well, there's no like dedicated motive, because he was like a really big anti-Semite, the shooter.
Were the victims Jewish?
No, it's kind of weird. I don't know. There's
Red background. You're red
It was an
wall.
AR-15,
I don't
just
know,
search
my
up
red's- I like
AR-15.
red, so I just like the background.
where does it say AR-15?
There is an AR. I mean, this just brings back the question: should we have ARs in the U.S.? And like,
ARs
normal-
the AR-15 does
automatic
not
rifles
stand for
sales. Automatic rifles
AR
for
does not
sale.
stand. Okay, I was gonna say AR does not stand for assault rifle,
What does it stand for?
Armalite rifle.
No.
Cameron knows.
No, anyway, like, do you guys think that we should have rifles in the U.S. for sale? For
I
mass
I
Yeah,
don't
sales?
think they
say
should be
something.
as easy as they are to get.
I think they should be
They
easier.
are
to
very
get.
easy. Easier to
Easier?
get?
Yes, I am serious.
How?
Why? What's your argument?
Well, I mean,
It's already
there's
pretty
always
easy.
gonna be crazy guys in the world, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. Better to arm yourself, I guess.
It's better to have if everyone. Okay, well, obviously some people don't like the situation where everyone has a gun.
You can't walk around with a gun though. Like,
Yeah, you
Conceal
can.
carry.
It's called concealed carry.
No, but imagine every single person walking around with a gun. Wouldn't that
Yeah,
be
it's
like
mutually assured destruction.
Yeah,
That's
so
like-
if you by the time you shoot one person, you'll be dead. No one will ever.
Yeah, but like imagine everyone
about
starts
it.
shooting back, and then they're gonna be like, bullshit.
No, we're
Yeah,
not
I don't
getting
think. I don't
more.
think. I don't think it should.
Not
be
everyone has to
stupid.
be carrying around a gun, but I mean, at the same time,
I just
you have the right to arm
rifle-
yourself.
But what is the point of a rifle? Like, I actually don't know what the point of a rifle
Hunting.
is.
But
You
these
do
people
not
aren't
use an
hunting.
AR-15 to hunt.
Yeah, you do not use a
But
semi-automatic
people use.
rifle.
Oh, I mean, you're not going to use an automatic rifle to hunt.
Well, it was a semi-automatic rifle.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's probably what you're going to use, or you're.
No, you're gonna use.
You're gonna use some
here's
kind of
the thing,
rifle
these
or a
people-
shotgun.
These people aren't hunting. I guarantee you, most of the shooters out there don't even have any hunting rifles.
You don't use
Nobody
a semi
has-
to hunt.
Nobody's buying these to hunt. I mean, there's obviously the hunters are.
They're
but
usually
not-
using them for self-defense or just
No,
like
no,
to shoot
no,
at
no.
a
You
gun
shouldn't have
range.
an
Don't
AR-15 for self-defense. A pistol.
Yeah, bro, like, who are you
or a
fighting
small
off, bro?
shotgun.
The
Zombies?
government, most likely,
Bro,
or an armed
You're not gonna fight
intruder.
against the
How?
government, though.
You're gonna squash you
That's-
like a.
How are you gonna
man.
fight against? What?
I feel like everyone should have a weapon probably like downstairs in their basement. But like,
Yeah, just in case.
but an AR, like a pistol is enough though.
Yeah, I can see a pistol or maybe even a shotgun. For,
Yeah, I can see a shotgun.
for your own personal defense, but there's no reason you should have an AR or like a 50 cal sniper or some bullshit
What do
like
you-
that, right?
Aren't
Like,
most
I mean,
crimes?
How are you gonna
committed
do a
by
mass
pistols?
shooting with an 50 cal rifle?
No,
That's
I'm
like
just saying
only
you
that'd be
shouldn't
for
have. You
hunting.
shouldn't have these types of guns. is
Yeah,
what
but
I'm trying to
most
say.
crime is committed with
You,
pistols.
you shouldn't have an AK.
Most, yeah, it's not even. Most crime is committed by pistols. Like
And
most shootings are by
Yeah,
with
yeah, that's
pistols,
true.
handguns. So like, what's the point of banning a?
Because then you could solve the. I mean, you can't solve
These
them, but
mass
then
shootings-
You can avoid some of these mass shootings where they don't.
I mean,
use
there's a
pistols
mass
and use
shootings, but
rifles.
like at the same time, I mean, I hate to bring up numbers, but like 15 people in Chicago died this weekend. So that's more than just died in this mass shooting. That's just like every weekend, I guess. That's a normal weekend for Chicago, and those were probably all handguns.
Yeah, and like
So like,
that's why
these
we're
mass
arguing
shootings aren't that
also-
frequent.
That's why we're also arguing that you shouldn't have it be this easy to get a gun.
Yeah,
I mean,
because
You
Like,
shouldn't
a
have
These
lot
it
of
this easy
criminals,
to get a
these
gun,
have
and
you
also
have you
shouldn't
seen
have-
New York City's gun laws? It's impossible to get a gun, and still people have
I
guns
mean, no,
in New York
it's
obviously
not,
City.
it's not
criminals are
that
gonna get a
hard.
gun anyway,
Wait, Cameron,
but,
it's not that hard.
guys,
You
one
just
at a
go out
time,
of
one at a
state.
time.
Bro, have you?
Just
Yeah, I
literally go
understand
out
that.
of state. It's really easy to get a gun.
Yeah, but most of the states around New York anyway are still hard to get in.
If
I
you're
mean,
looking
you have
for
to
a gun,
drive
you'll
to
find it.
Texas.
you wanna go to Pennsylvania? What do you mean?
Yeah, Pennsylvania, upstate New York. Like,
Bro, upstate New York, you can't own an AR-15 unless it's modded like really heavily. Have you seen the New York State gun laws?
but Pennsylvania,
Put a
I don't know
mod
about
on
Pennsylvania,
pistol.
honestly.
Pennsylvania's
Mhm.
laxer.
Well, what are the laws in Pennsylvania?
No,
Good thing.
anyway, this person committed a crime with an AR-15. How do we stop this from happening again?
Well,
It's
I think
simple.
this
We
guy
stop
was a
background
mentally ill.
checks,
This guy
background
was
checks.
mentally ill, so I think
Right,
the
and you know
solution
what
is to
could've-
not.
You know what could have solved it if we had stricter background checks, and when
Yeah.
he went to buy this gun, they would have seen, oh, he's mentally
It
ill.
was
and they wouldn't have
illegal.
sold it
This
to
is
him.
an illegal
Wait,
owned
but-
gun.
Wait, but also the issue arises: how do you know if someone's
Wasn't it an
mentally ill?
illegally owned gun safe?
Yeah, I think the week
was it?
before Colorado restricted AR-15s.
I know they
Good job.
de-restricted AR-15s.
They de-restricted it?
No, not AR-15, just magazines. I think.
Our last topic for today. President Biden calls President Putin of Russia a killer. Dun-dun-dun.
Yo, wait,
New
hold up.
clip.
Is Putin really that short?
Putin is
think
very
Biden's
short.
pretty tall.
Is Putin short?
No,
Bro,
Putin is like 5'4". He's very short.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
I did not
You
know
seem
that.
so-
I did not
Bro,
know that.
Bro, I need to see a picture of Trump next to Putin. Then he's like a foot taller than him.
Yeah.
Bro, that's why Putin was scared of Trump. He's not.
Oh, should we? Yeah, actually,
Yeah, that's what.
Yo, hit the YouTube clip. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is also a group exam, so I feel like we're collecting ideas, like we're
He's a killer,
And I got
and the Russian president is responding.
He's
With his Ed O'Keefe
5'5".
White House.
A dangerous
Can you
war
turn the
of
volume
words
up a little
between
bit?
the two presidents tonight. The Kremlin and Vladimir Putin hitting back at President Biden for calling him a killer.
So you know Vladimir Putin. You think he's a killer? Mm-hmm. I do.
Responding today in Moscow, Putin said,
Кто как обзывается, тот так и называется.
It takes one to know one. Calling the relationship bad and under the threat of collapse, the Kremlin also pulled its ambassador back to Moscow for emergency meetings. The White House said the president has no regrets for his comment.
No, the president gave a direct answer to a direct question.
The administration is now considering new sanctions on the Kremlin as early as next week, after U.S. intelligence confirmed the Russians interfered in the 2020 election, hoping to swing the race to Donald Trump.
The price he's going to pay, well, you'll see shortly.
Is that
The president has also vowed to retaliate against Russia for their likely involvement in the SolarWinds computer hack, which breached several federal agencies and U.S. companies.
What is the holdup?
Some of the responses may be seen, some may be unseen, and of course the president reserves the right to respond in a manner and time of his choosing, as any president would. But he did make clear that the Russian government will pay a price.
Putin today also invited the president to hold virtual face-to-face talks that would be broadcast live around the world as early as tomorrow. The White House press secretary didn't say no to the invitation, but noted that the president is, quote, quite busy. Nora?
All right, Ed O'Keefe of the White House, thank you.
Oh, wow, Biden just... No, Putin just completely disrespected him. And he said live to everyone because you know how Biden has a lot of gaps? He stutters a lot.
He said, I wish you could help.
Yeah. Did you hear what Putin said? He said it takes one to know one.
Yeah.
That was hilarious, to be honest.
I can't believe. How did they meddle in the 2020 election? Was that confirmed?
Was that real? I know about the solar winds.
Well, they meddled as in like they tried to help Trump, I guess. I mean, there's no like specifics in it. It's just like, oh, they probably bought some Facebook ads again or something, like they did in 2016.
Damn. Okay. Does anyone have any thoughts about this?
I don't know why Biden would do that. That is Biden's fault, bro. What do you mean it's Putin's fault?
I mean,
Biden literally, I don't know, was just like, you're another leader, a killer.
Yeah, well, he was asking in an interview, to be fair.
If you're trying to improve the foreign relations with someone, you wouldn't call them a killer.
At the same time, I feel...
Bro, no, that was me for part B. I was like,
go, Cameron. I'm sorry I interrupted you. My bad.
Oh, I was going to say that, I mean, to be fair, Biden's absolutely right about Putin. Putin's kind of badass, but I'm not, like, as in, like, he rides a horse and stuff. But, I mean, he's completely right. I mean, like, 2 months, was it 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago, he imprisoned his, like, political opponent. Alexei Navalny, something like that. Sorry, not exactly sure on the name. And a bunch of other people. And he's like, I mean, they're like police suppressing protests and stuff. So I mean, Russia's still. I mean, it's a one-party state. No one's been able to run against him, really. So, I mean, he's absolutely right. But I don't. Some people are mad at him for just saying it. But I mean. Well, I don't know why you wouldn't just crop it out of the video. Like, it's gonna be on 60 minutes. Like,
why not? Call him a killer. If if he called China a killer, would we do the same thing?
What he did.
Oh, if he called China a killer, he'd be called racist or something. I swear to God.
He wouldn't. He keeps sympathizing with China and the.
Oh yeah, he wouldn't. Yeah, definitely not. Well, he said that China was like. What did he say? There were cultural norms that made.
Yeah, just they want to be a cultural monogamy. Something along those lines.
I mean, bro, did you see the thing in Anchorage? It was supposed to be like a, I forgot what it was, but like it was like a diplomatic thing, and then it was supposed to be like 2-minute talks, and then China spent 18 minutes talking about how the U.S. was racist and stuff.
Yeah, it was on
Twitter. And that the U.S. couldn't talk up to China from a position of power. There's also a person with purple hair there.
Wow.
No, what I don't understand is that Biden is saying this toward Putin, but he should be directing it toward China because of China's camps.
Yeah, why is he so scared of China?
Yeah, I don't know why. That's the issue I had because
it's probably because of the what's it called, the whole thing, how we get everything from China. Like we get all our chips, for
trading deals.
Yeah, I think it's more economic. What do we get economically from Russia? pretty. I don't think we get much.
I mean, a lot of Europe, or we don't get that much. We get a lot more from China, which means
Yeah.
I feel like that China is more of a problem because our supply base is based there.
Yeah.
But
We
for
should stop
Europe,
relying on
Europe has a big problem because all their oil comes from Russia.
Yeah, I mean, we're sustainable.
Or their
We
natural gas.
self-sustain ourselves.
I don't know if it's either oil or natural gas. I think it's both
It's
actually.
natural gas. I don't think they have oil.
But, yeah, it is natural gas.
Anyway, anyone else have any final thoughts before we close out the meeting?
What was the solar wind thing? Like I've heard of it, but I forgot what it was.
I think it was just cyberback backed, foreign government penetrated.
SolarWinds was like a software company, I think.
Yeah.
That the government was like in contracts with. Yeah, IT auditor.
Okay.
I don't know why the government just doesn't like hire people to do it themselves. It's not.
Can you counter hackers? Is there such thing as
counter hack? You can like. I mean, the U.S. could hack Russia.
We do hack
How about
Russia.
if someone
We do
hacks
hack
you,
Russia.
can you try to hack against them and just hack faster than them so they don't? Okay,
You can.
the movies are wrong.
You could have
okay.
you could
The
have
movies-
someone try to hack, and then once they find a way to hack you, then you can write code or like.
You can.
try to-
Well, you can. I guess
patch
it's
that.
possible to like put in a false flag, so if they like fall for it, you could be theoretically would do like remote code execution on their system. So like
It's
they,
Russia. They wouldn't fall.
so that'd be kind of like a counter hack, but you can also just hack them back. I guess that's the way.
Okay, are those in the back from any final thoughts again? Nothing?
No, secure.
This has been your host, Saif El-Mosalami, with the third installment of Youth Convos. We really appreciate you all coming, and make sure to check us out on Facebook. So we were joined with Syed Rahman, our manager, Joseph Abramov, our events coordinator, Smile, and Cameron Nelson, our vice president. We really appreciate you, and hopefully our next installment will come out in 2 weeks. Thank you all for coming, and have a great day.